Good morning and welcome back to White Mountain Today here on White Mountain TV 16. Joining us in the studio is Sarah Moore. How are you this morning, Sarah?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
I can't complain at all.
Good.
And so, Sarah, let's give an overview. What do you do, Sarah?
I am a psychic for people and pets. And people are like, you read pets? Yeah, I do. It's not your normal job. I'm very aware of that. And I'm not here to convince or convert. So if this isn't for you, just kind of sit there and drink your coffee and just hold on.
Yeah.
But I got into this. My mother was always really tuned in. And I wanted to know how she did it. So I read a book by Sylvia Browne, and my mother died, and then I went to a therapist, and I made a therapist cry. So I ended up going to energy work, which is Reiki, and I would work on my friends' animals, and like I could feel their energy.
Yeah.
So if a dog had a sore hip, I had a sore hip. So it was really fascinating. And then I became a hypnotist. And in my hypnotism training, we would do a past life regression on someone, and all of a sudden, I would be seeing what they were experiencing in a past life.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so I realized like, oh, not everybody's seeing it like I am. So I just sort of developed it and went to a bunch of dog shows and thought I would just be doing energy work on animals, but I actually started seeing things in my head. So I had a dog that had severe anxiety, and they brought it into me to figure out why, and I sat down thinking I'm just going to do like some Reiki stuff on it, and all of a sudden I hear, "Where's my bear?" And I'm like, who's talking in my head? It was kind of like, I thought I was nuts. And I sort of just told the owner, like, I'm seeing this bear. I don't know what this means. She goes, oh, we just moved and it lost its favorite teddy bear. I was like, oh, well, it wants it. And they ended up going to the store and letting the dog pick out a bear, and the anxiety was gone.
Wow.
Yeah, so the good news is, as a psychic, you have to turn off your ego. So I don't ask in a reading, is that right? I just kind of go with what I get, and I work on referrals.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I read people as well.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of people who come to me who want to know that their loved one crossed over and how they let them know they're around. Or I'll have people that have physical issues and they don't know what it is. And a lot of times, if you believe in past lives, a lot of times there's connections to that.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah. So, and it's fascinating because it's hard to validate. Like, I know people out there saying, yeah, well, you could make anything up. Yes, I could, but I'm not that creative. It would feel like work if I had to do it that way. And like if I have somebody with severe eczema and I tell them that they were burned on a ship and that's why the skin is like that, and they're like, oh my God, I hate boats. It's like, ding.
Yeah.
Like, that's a hit then.
Now, in terms of if somebody asks you a question, I mean, how is it usually that you can sense, like if we talk about a dog,
Yep.
Sense what the dog is thinking, or can somebody ask you a specific question? Can
You
I
can
ask you? Can I ask you what my old dog's
Do you have a
nickname
black
was?
dog?
I did have a black dog.
Okay, well, it's coming in.
What was its nickname?
I don't have a nickname, and that's the hardest thing for me. When the only thing that I tend to get wrong every single time is when someone says we had a secret word. When they died, they were going to tell me, and I have never once gotten it right.
Yeah.
I get like, buddy, because they look at you and they're like, we don't have to prove it, because when they're dead, they're like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But when you're alive, you're like, I will let you know. And in heaven or the other side, they're like, that's beginner level. It's 101.
So anything else about my dog?
He makes my left hip hurt. My butt feels really sore, and it's a lot of muscle, not just hip. I feel like if you could get under his chin and do this, he would like groan. And it's funny because he doesn't have good jaw. Like, I don't feel his jaw when I do that. It's Chunk-a-Monkey. Chunk-a-Monkey.
Chunk-a-Monkey. That would have been a good nickname for him, Chunk-a-Monkey. So, all right. So, Chris, are we going to try to take some calls too? And okay, so you can give us a call at 356-6619.
And if you want to ask a question, all I need is, what do you want to know? You can ask me. It's family television, so you know, if you're getting divorced, don't ask me questions about it right now. We don't want to go there. But if you have an animal that you want to ask about, all I need to know is its name, if it's living or deceased, because they feel exactly the same to me.
Yeah.
They're just pure energy in my head. And if you want to give me the color, just so that your black dog popped up right away. So if you want to tell me the color, if I have a different dog on the line, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I have different colored dogs. So.
Oh, the black one is the first one that shows up.
Here's the first one from Facebook.
All righty.
So let's see. Kayla. So Kayla wants to know about Dakota, 12 years, golden doodle. And then there's another one, but with Dakota, 12 years golden doodle, oh my God. All I want to do is lay on my back like totally spread eagle. I don't want you to touch me or pet me, but I just feel like I am the laziest dog in the world. And I don't really want anything. Like, I'm not asking for a certain food. I'm not asking for a certain treat. My body feels... my body actually feels really good. I vibrate kind of quick, so it kind of like it feels like you've had half of a cup of coffee, but not a full cup of coffee. And for a dog, she says it's 12 years old. I don't feel 12 at all. And the other dog is Jazzy, 4 years, golden doodle. Jeez, that's a different dog. I want to rub my nose on everything. Like my nose has like a sinusy feel that feels really weird, and I just want to like smush my nose on everything. And I don't want to, like, if you give me a bone or a carrot, I want you to hold it here so that I can chew it, but I want it like pressed to my face. Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, we don't. Kayla's not here, so we can't ask her. But that's cool. It sounds like
Lily on line 1.
Lily on line 1. All right. Good morning, Lily. How are you?
Hey, Rob. I'm good. How you doing?
I am doing very well. We're here with Sarah Moore, and so what do you want to ask Sarah?
Hi, Sarah.
Good morning.
I have a 16-year-old schnoodle, and this dog has been, well, I don't know how much I should tell you, but she's kind of, she was apricot and gray.
Yep.
But now she's just like pretty much white
Yep.
and a little bit of brown.
I have to tell
and
you that
she's alive.
yeah, that dog is pretty amazing. She makes my right shoulder feel a little uncomfortable. It's my front right shoulder, and I also get really warm. Like this dog runs hot, especially up the left side. Left. I know my lefts and my rights.
Yeah.
Hang on. My neck feels very warm on my right hand side. When that dog passes, it's going to sort of be your guide. This is the dog that's your barometer. This is the dog that if you're in a sort of chaotic state in your life, the dog responds the same way. If you're in a peaceful place, the dog responds the same way. So that means if you're in a good place and you're sitting in bed having a cup of tea, the dog lays there and is completely quiet. If you're in bed thinking about I have to pay my bills, I have to do this, the dog gets sort of agitated and is like, oh my gosh, let's go do this and take care of it. So when that dog crosses, you're going to be able to ask that dog for a lot of help, meaning like my mother's in heaven, so I ask her for parking spots. If I go to Delaney's on vacation week, I ask for front row seats. Like the women who work at Delaney's know, like, oh, Sarah's here, her table just cleared. And this dog is here to assist you even further on your journey. It's you've had a long time with this dog, but it's so much more than this dimension.
Oh, wow.
Is there
So
anything?
you said right shoulder?
Yes.
That's so funny because when I put her coat on, it's always her right shoulder that she has a problem with.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. See, now, for everybody at home, that's how it works.
It's really weird.
And the
So
way,
I just have one follow-up question.
Yes.
She is getting old and she's blind and deaf.
yep,
Is she in pain?
I'm not in a lot of pain, but I'm getting very ready. I'm ready when you are. My face, I still feel very warm on my right side. So when she crosses, you're going to feel warmth, and that's how you're going to know she's around you. She's ready when you are. And I don't think she's going to sort of have a catastrophic failure because she's not in it for that. This dog vibrates in a way, like I said, it makes, well, no, that was another dog. It makes me feel like I have coffee. This is a high vibration dog, so when it goes to the other side, it's just going to kind of slip there easily. And I do think she'll be able to do it on her own. That would be a blessing. Yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
Oh, thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care, Lily.
Yeah.
All right.
So just so people understand how I do it, I'm an empath, so I feel what the dog is physically feeling. So I worked as a tech at a physical therapy center, and someone would have a new shoulder. I'm like, I can feel it.
Yeah.
So I physically feel, and then the way that I get a reading is, it's like if you think of what you ate for dinner last night, you have a memory of it. When I'm doing a reading, I'm seeing images in my head and interpreting them.
Well, you don't want to know. But my dinner 2 nights ago was a mean dinner, so you don't want to.
I had scallops.
you don't
Mine
wanna-
was pretty good.
No.
Okay, all right.
Hopefully, my wife's not watching because it's just
It was the best dinner you've ever had, right?
No, she knows it right away. So we won't talk about my dinner.
And if people want to learn more, they can go to enlightenedhorizons.com. That's my website. And then I also have a Facebook page, Sarah Moore Enlightened Horizons. And again, I'm not here to convince and convert.
Right.
I don't advertise. So people who come to me are referred. And I do most of my readings over the phone. So people, I've read a woman in Puerto Rico yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm international. Who knew?
There you go.
Yep.
There you go. Chris, do we have one more, or we? Okay, we're running out of time, but Sarah, this is just—it's so fascinating.
Thank you so
much to be able to be kind of take part in this.
It's been fun.
And it's one of those things, like you say, if somebody wants to, and I think that's the nice thing. It's one of those things that it's up to them.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of a mutual thing between the two of you.
I don't force this on anybody.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not handing out pamphlets in the park. If you like this, great. And again, I think that there's more than just what we see here. When you get the goosebumps or the tingles, someone's around.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say hi. And they work really hard to let us know they're okay on the other side. And also, I'm a great street sign. So if you're trying to figure out, like, oh, I have 2 job opportunities, which one feels good, I can tell you from a psychic perspective what it's going to look like 10 days down the road.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
it's fun.
great. So again, Enlightened Horizons.
Yep, and then you can go on the Facebook page, Enlightened Horizons. It's Sarah Moore, Enlightened Horizons. There's all kind of information on that. And I do teach people how to do this.
That sounds great.
Yeah, thank
Well,
you.
Sarah, thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you very much.
And as Sarah will tell you, we'll be back here in a minute on White Mountains Today.